Hi, and welcome to this week's video blog and Some Assembly Required. I'm Sarah Hammerker, and I'm glad you joined me. Today I want to talk about Halloween. This can be a very tricky subject, holiday for Christians, mostly because a lot of what Halloween has become, especially in America, is darkness and death and destruction and a lot of themes that don't really jive well with our Christian faith. There's a lot of celebration of zombies and vampires and demons and witches and the occult and all those kind of things, which can really make Christians uncomfortable because that is not a subject that we really want to celebrate. My family has taken a little bit of a different view on Halloween. We go trick-or-treating. We welcome trick-or-treaters to our house. We have found that this is one of the rare instances where neighbors will knock on your door and want to talk to you. Sure, it might be their cute little kids, but this is such an opportunity for us as Christians to connect with those we are living next to. And I think we really miss this when we take our kids off to the Harvest Festival at the local church, or the trunk or treat in the parking lot of a church, or the going to the mall and going from house to house. Unless you live in a very unsafe neighborhood, which in reality most of us do not, this is such a wonderful way to connect with our community. We've met so many people we never would have met hadn't it been for Halloween. And so we try to keep that going throughout the year by, talking with them and smiling and nodding and trying, trying to connect with them. So here is our rules for Halloween. Some of them you may find that you may want to use yourself. One, our children do not dress up in dark costumes. And I define dark as vampires, witches, anything to do with the occult, anything really negative. We want to promote positivity. That doesn't mean that they all have to go as Bible characters. Although we've had Mary and David, the little shepherd boy, and some other things like that. I will say that when one of my daughters, she was about second, third grade, dressed up as Mary, and people asked her who she was, and she said Mary, and they're like, "Who's that?" I think she was carrying little baby Jesus in a in a basket. I think she was really a little surprised by that, and we had some really great conversations about, because more than one person was like, "Mary, who?" She's like, "The mother of Jesus." And then they're like, "Oh, yeah," they kind of got that, thank goodness. But it opened up a lot of conversations about how not everyone believes in Jesus, and while that's important for us to talk about God and his relationship with us and our relationship with him. So yeah, so that's rule number one. Rule number two is our children must talk when they go up and knock. Now, not when they were really little, but now that they're older, they have to knock on the door by themselves. We generally hang back, and they must say trick or treat, who they're dressed up as, and thank you. And I've told them we often wait on the sidewalk for when they were younger, and we say, if we can't hear you say thank you, I'm eating that candy. And they know that we're true on this. So it helps them approach people and smile and say, they don't have to smile, but say who they are and thank you. And this is good practice for our children as well. And we also enjoy having kids come to our house, and so sometimes when they're back they get to hand out the candy, and that's helpful as well. And we make them go into pairs, and I talk to them about respecting those who do not wish to hand out candy. So if a house doesn't have the porch light on, we're like, no, we're not going to go to that house. It's their choice not to do it. We're not going to bother them. It's about respecting people's property. Those are kind of our rules. There are not a lot of rules, as you can see. But we've been doing this for several years now, and I mean, obviously since we moved in the house in 2003, so you can do the math, I'm not going to. And it has been such a wonderful way to get to know our neighbors and to share with them the love of Christ. And not that we hand out tracts with our candy, because we don't, but we share the love of Christ by noticing them, by talking with them, by interacting with them, by hopefully remembering that we met them at Halloween if we see them walking their dog or something like that. So I encourage you this Halloween to not just, get out there to get candy, but to think about how you can be a light for Christ in the world. I have a couple of articles that I wrote about Halloween that I am offering for sale on my website for 99 cents, so you can buy them, that have some other tips and other thoughts on how us as Christians should view Halloween and how we can help our children navigate this sometimes tricky holiday. So check out the link that's included with this video. And above all, I hope that you would consider trick-or-treating in your neighborhood, or if you don't want to do that, have your kids dress up and hand out candy from your front porch. Get out there, get to know your neighbors. This is a great opportunity. It only comes once a year, so don't miss it. Thank you for joining me, and I hope I will see you again on Some Assembly Required. I was Sarah Hammaker, and you have a great day.